Well, good evening, everybody. Evening, Jamie. In the snowy, blistery up north up there, isn't it?
Yeah, 10 inches here, about 12 inches at the airport down south. So, yeah, it's been a lot of snow blowing going on here.
Yeah, we only had maybe 3 to 4, so I'll just keep it at that. That was enough. And
yeah, it's had a lot more moisture than the other stuff, so it's going to be good. It's going to be good for it.
It seemed like it was a heck of a lot wetter, so that was good.
Yeah,
get a little moisture out of that. So, well, I'll tell you what, they're going to get rocking and rolling right away here. So we'll start our show out. Hey, Brian and Eric and Kelsey and Trampus. Hey, just quickly, Trampus said they had a $4,300 average on their bull sale, so congrats. Had a really good sale, so good to hear that.
Your advertisement there.
Yeah, it had to be, didn't it? All right, here we go. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And we start each and every show that way because that is the most important as far as I'm concerned when it comes to amendments. So,
all right.
Well,
okay, so we're evening, Kevin. There's a benefit going on for Gracie Larson, and she's from Bismarck, and we got something going in there. Clay and I got a silent auction thing, and there's going to be a luncheon with a silent auction, and this is going to be held at Faith Lutheran Church at 1402 East Avenue C, Bismarck, and number for that church is 701-223-2236, and Gracie's got a lot of problems going on. She was born here in Bismarck. Got severe lung and heart conditions, struggle with severe spinal cord compression, paralysis from the waist down, acute scoliosis. She's got a collapsed right lung that's not responding to treatment and seems to be permanently collapsed. And the past few months been pretty difficult for her and her family. 6 ICU hospitalizations since last August. 2 Medi flights to Minneapolis Children's Hospital, where she's currently in the pediatric ICU and on a ventilator. So, like I said, if you guys can help out with this again, it's this Sunday, March 5th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., luncheon and silent auction, Faith Lutheran Church, 1402 East Avenue C here in Bismarck. And Clay, you got a picture there of what we got? Yep. Yeah, so we got my wife's got a bunny rabbit basket there for Easter, and we got a couple of the tall, slim koozies, for your bubblers or White Claws, whatever. They got a pink and white one, a red and white one, and some jerky. A couple of our decals there, the old school and new school, and we also have a shirt, right, Clayton?
We do. I sent a shirt up to you. I think you got it. It looks a lot like the ones that we showed here a few weeks ago. I actually don't even have one loaded up here, but it's kind of a baby blue color. It has guns in the 701 on it. So we kind of got a complete package there, and hopefully we can help them make a little money.
Yeah, awesome. So we got a question there. Braden wants to know what we're going to talk about today. I'll give a quick rundown here, Braden. We're going to talk about Rob Port from the Inforum in Fargo. Supposed to be a Republican. He's blasting people who want to keep baiting legal. And David Hogg, Second Amendment prohibitionist. He's out running his mouth, saying, you don't have a right to own a gun. And California wants to ban body armor. I'm shocked it's taken them this long to try and ban something that you use to protect yourself. And The View, there's supposed to be a conservative on there. She went off some on gun control, and we're going to hit on that. And of course, Clay and I got our bullet points and a happy ending. And there might be a few things here, few and far between in there we hit on, right, Clayton?
Oh, yeah, there's always a little something in there. It seems like. I think I'm going to end up going off on old Porthole, but anyway.
Yeah, we are. Well, let's get started with him, Clay. You want to lead off with this one here?
Yes.
All right.
guys, if you didn't know, Rob Port, he's a portly fella. He'd be a conservative. Now since he went to work for the Fargo and Forum, he decided he's going to come out against about anything conservative anymore. And give credit to Marty and thank him for sending this meme. I love it. Hi, I'm Rob Port, and I'm against your right to bait deer. So, maybe, like you said earlier, Jamie, maybe he's against them wild hogs coming in, or maybe he's all for
he probably wants him in here.
But yeah, so what we got going on here is, of course, the bill is 1151. That bill's the baiting bill. It did clear the House. It had to make a few different changes in it, but like I said, nothing that I didn't feel couldn't be handled and couldn't be worked within. I think it was just some, you know how this goes when you're litigating legislation. You give and take, and I don't think it hurt anything putting them in there.
Porthole figures that's not doing anything to improve the bill.
Well, like he says, his quote, that lipstick won't do this pig of a deer baiting bill any good. I mean, right there, that's how he starts it out, and claiming that the bill is political retribution against wildlife officials that, if implemented, will diminish protections for our state wildlife populations to the detriment of all who enjoy the outdoors. Really? Really, Rob? Let's see. First of all, they've done nothing as far as science on this. It's actually been proven the other way. We've heard it on Daryl's show. I can read. We see that those game and fish management. I mean, here's some of the terms, guys, and they do. And I've heard them all. Some of the things that these jackwagons use is apparent, appears, believed, can be. They never come out and say, "Yep, it's definite." Never hear that. It's always these words that are claiming that. Hey, Leon, Port's a conservative. Yeah, he used to claim libertarian. Then he got all hopped up on estrogen. Love it, Leon.
Sipping some of the coffee Joel is down there. So
him and Joel. Yeah, we won't talk about that.
We were talking about that for.
Anyway, and he goes into this thing and talked about the amendments to come in. He goes, there are his ideas. There's two fundamental ways of looking at deer baiting. One is scientific, and the other is ethical. Really? So you right away he comes into this thing and corners everybody in this little box of it's kind of like you're either scientific or you're against us. I mean, that's what he just said. He basically assumes that everybody that hunts with bait isn't ethical, and well, we can go down that rabbit hole all day. I'll let you jump in here, though, Jamie. I know you got some things too.
Yeah, well, I noticed too there when he said it not detrimental to wildlife and population agriculture, animal agriculture. Or CJD, that's where you're ignorant. It's just killing all kinds of cattle. You should do more.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. The Game and Fish uses regulations on baiting, including bans, to control the threat of CWD. Really? And how's that control been working? Because they've been doing it since the 2009 or 8, something like that around here.
Yeah,
it's
and
not doing anything.
It's about everything about this is about money, guys. Right now, the money is out there to get for CWD, and Colorado had this problem, and now it kind of went away. I mean, it's still there, but you don't see a whole lot of anything coming out of Colorado. I can tell you right now, that coincided when they decided to not control their mountain lions and put wolves out there. When they put wolves out in Yellowstone, they started spreading out. Guess what started disappearing between the mountain lions and the wolves? Mule deer population started going bye-bye. And, of course, they blamed CWD. That was the reason.
So
even though we all wasn't.
Yeah. And Port, he can't speak for the actual motivations of Game and Fish, though he'd understand if ethics were on their mind. It's certainly on my mind, he says. It is. Okay, here's what's on his mind. There's nothing sporting about eating deer. The camo draped, and he's got it in quotes, sportsmen who engage in the practice aren't hunting. They may as well be playing one of those buck hunter video games out at the local bar. First of all, Porthole, I am a sportsman. I hunt. I guarantee you I've hunted more than you have, boy. Trust me on that. And I play buck hunter too, and I definitely will whoop your ass in buck hunter too. That's not a doubt in my mind about that.
We got one of them.
And playing buck hunter down at the local bar isn't anything like hunting.
Nothing.
It's not like hunting over bait. This statement right there just tells me you're not really a sportsman, Rob. What you are, somebody who sits on the sidelines and watches people hunt.
Yeah, he's
you put a rifle on your
it's just infuriating. Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
infuriating to me.
Yeah.
He basically is right there saying that essentially he's put everybody in one big box about hunters, and we're all basically, in his mind, unethical people that are going to bait and slaughter them. I mean, really, probably going to use ARs too with 30-round mags and wipe them all out, probably in his mind.
Assault clip magazine.
Assault clips, assault hunting. But anyway.
So Clay, so let's just say you don't hunt over bait, right? Let's go over the other ways of hunting that Mr. Porthole would consider ethical, right? I love buck hunter too, Keith. Before I had kids, I played that baby all the time. I lit it up. I was always right at the top, high score, baby.
Eric, you're right. CWD in deer is the China virus in humans. All smoke blow up people's hind ends, and it is. Pretty much, it is.
Yeah. So, okay, Rob, if you don't hunt over, what do? Do you drive around and you wait till you find some land that ain't posted, or you some state land? You jump out of your vehicle and a deer's running. You get out and take a shot at it. Hit it in the leg. Shoot a hole in its hind end. Shoot it through the. That sounds sporting as hell, doesn't it?
Yeah, really. I mean, last time I seen Rob, I don't think he's walking anywhere very much.
Yeah, that's what I said. I seriously, I'd like to see this guy sling a rifle on his shoulder and go walk some hills or something. Good freaking luck, dude.
Leon's wearing flannel don't make you a woodsman, Robbie. I like that. Leon, all right.
Oh, yeah. I've made these points before about baiting, and I'll do it again quick. If you get a bait pile down and you actually do, you'll get some average deer coming in, but what you want usually is you're hunting for the big mature buck. But what you're gonna get if it does come in, or if you don't care and you just want to kill the deer, you're gonna get a more ethical shot. The deer standing still. You're gonna have time to get him, her, whatever you want, buck doe. You're not gonna hit the sucker in the leg. You're not gonna wound it. It's just right there. The deer's calm. You're gonna get it. And you're not out driving around, whatever you want to do, which I don't blame people for that. If that's what they do, that's what they do. I don't say they're unethical, right? But if he's going to call me unethical, baiting deer, I mean, it'll get you a doe almost all the time. I can promise that. But you can't just go anywhere and drop a pile of food or bait for deer, and like a deer is going to come in. You know what I mean?
Well, the biggest thing with this whole thing, and you and I have touched on this the last time we talked about it, what's baiting? Now they're going to limit it to 50 gallons of bait, that being hay, grain, and then I'd like to see how they're going to determine that. But anyway, the big thing there is okay, what if I sit over a harvested cornfield on my place, which I do, because that's where the deer are in the morning.
I would say that works better than a bait pile too, to be honest with you.
So is that baiting? Is that cheating? Is that unethical? No. And that's the whole thing. You got this big tub of lard up there writing an opinion piece who knows nothing about hunting. And that's probably what's got me the most worked up on this. The baiting bill, it already went through the House. Yeah, it's got to go through the Senate. But then he comes out after the fact, contributed nothing. If he thought that these amendments that were made, why wasn't he up there making his suggestions? Why wasn't he up there testifying or even submitting testimony? No, he'd rather get on his little computer and bitch about it and throw something on the wall and see if it sticks. I mean, he even throws something in here. I mean, listen to this. What's next? This is right from his article. Grocery stores letting you execute a deer in the parking lot on your way inside to purchase some meat. How about captive deer farms? Oh, wait, those already exist. And if you want to have a slow spread of CWD in Minnesota, that's a contributor to it. No, it's not. I don't. He basically put that on here, and he gave his little link to it. I went to the link, and as always, it comes from a place of no credibility. But I mean, that's the kind of crap he throws out there. I mean, are you kidding? You're gonna compare baiting deer to executing them in a grocery store parking lot?
So if you got a deer farm, guess what? If you got a deer farm, so what do you think of cattle ranches, Rob?
Yeah.
Huh? What do you eat? Meat? I bet you eat meat. I bet you eat hamburgers. I mean, where do you think that came from? I got out in the wild, which coincidentally we're going to talk about Friday on Mitchell in the Morning. Some wild.
I think Rob looks like he eats anything, really. Probably quite often. But And I,
Yeah.
and I get out there. You do too. The reason I've taken nice bucks, I can tell you right now, EHD has killed more deer on this place than CWD
Everywhere
ever
it
has.
has. There's not a doubt. No, there's not a
And
doubt.
even John Armin, who I'll credit him, he's been out there fighting this battle as well, and
Yep.
he's right, and probably because he's got private property out here in 3F2, just north of me, and north and east, and seeing the same results, and he knows it's a bunch of bullpucky too, and I don't know about you, but when I go after a big buck and I actually want to go after him, I put in the time, I put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm lucky, sometimes I'm not.
Yep.
This year I didn't really see anything around, and I guess maybe to Rob, maybe I'm not a real hunter because I was told about that deer. He run into our tree row. I finished up chores, grabbed my gear, went out there, got on my pickup, laid on the ground, and shot the deer because he was in my tree row and it was easy.
Yep, that's
Nice
definitely
buck.
unethical.
Gotta be.
Kevin's got a good comment right there. I've been eyeballing. He says, you got to scout the area you want to bait. That's a fact. Like I said, you can't just go, hey, I put down a bunch of corn here. Watch this. The big bucks are going to come boiling out of the tree rows here, and I'm just going to light up the biggest one.
Well, and
hey, Rob, if you actually hunted, you'd know it doesn't work that way.
And and Rob is just like one of these people that, you can tell he don't hunt much. It's like they literally feel there are just these endless amount of big deer just waiting to be shot, I guess, and waiting for bait.
Yeah, trophy hunter. That's unethical as hell.
Yeah. So, right here, Eric's got one. If you want big bucks, drive at night. Shoot them big boys in the headlights. I always see big deer.
Get a red dot. Yeah, get a green laser on your gun. Yeah, so he goes on here too. He gets members of the legislature. They want a task force to advise the game and fish on how to handle the baiting issues. And he go, which is just what the biologists and veterinarians need, right? Some politicians that look over their shoulders. Yeah, so like your biologists and veterinarians at Game and Fish don't have an agenda. Porthole, I guarantee you they do. It's just that their agenda is not backed up. People, that's the reason this is not working, Clay. People don't, because they see it doesn't work. What the Game and Fish wants to do is not something that's going to stop CWD or even slow it down for that matter. They're trying to pimp this science out. It is an ethical thing for them. I guarantee you. That's what it is. They're just like Rob Port. They think it's unethical.
They think it's unethical. They don't want it done. And I've run into a lot of them guys in the Game and Fish. I can tell you right now, them people, especially in North Dakota, I haven't dealt a lot with South Dakotas in a long time. There's a lot of people in there, guys, that are greenies, or what I call a greenie. They think their idea of conservation is the only one. They went to school, got a big fancy degree. They know everything that about anything when it comes to management. To hell with us out here to live on the land, take care of the land. Love to hunt. I don't know about you, Jamie. I love to hunt.
Yeah, I do. I do too. I thoroughly
several
enjoy
of the people right now that I'm reading comments from, like Eric and Braden and those kind of guys, love to hunt. And I can tell you right now, we do everything we can to manage so that we have a healthy deer population that we can manage and put a good number on it. That goes back to property rights, and that's a whole nother discussion as to why we want to have those strengthened. It's all about the true management. North Dakota Game and Fish is about money and only money. Then I call them, how many times have you heard it? What do I call them? The biggest, I call them the absolute
biggest bee hunting organization
in the state.
Well, he doesn't know as for the bait limits and the setback, how in the world would a game warden measure that? Well, I can tell you the setback one. Let me tell you something there, Rob, you big ethical hunter. There's something called a range finder. And if they want to know what 150 feet is from a property line, they can sit on the damn county road and laser range find it. Or is that cheating too? A range finder. Something that'll give you a more ethical shot. That's cheating.
That's just cheating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brian's got on here just what hunters need, politicians looking over our shoulders. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's
out here. I like this comment. So Braden is one of my son's friends, same exact age. They were in that 13, 14 years of age. He gets it. Hunting feeds you. Absolutely. It's a good way to help feed yourself and sustain yourself. Yep. I wouldn't say it's necessarily cheaper anymore, but it is out there.
No. you're absolutely right, Clay. It's not cheaper. If you hunt, you're doing it for the love of hunting, and then you take some pride, and you got your meat. You went out and you got it yourself. You're not going to get it any cheaper. I can tell you that. Your gasoline to drive where you're hunting. Or is that cheating, Rob? I'm supposed to walk to Mercer County from here, so I'm a real freaking hunter. I didn't drive there and cheat.
You're supposed to use probably just a stick and a string.
Hell, Clay, that's cheating too. And then if you use a spear, then you're unethical because it was brutal. You can't win with people like that.
Oh, I got it. This is what we got to use right there. The original assault weapon. Then you're covered. You just get a rock out there and you're ready to rock it.
Clay has a patent on that shirt too. So he ends his article here, his op-ed, his misinformation op-ed, as Clay likes to say. It's a ham-handed attempt at political retribution by proponents of an odious form of, in quotes again, hunting against wildlife officials that, if implemented, will diminish protections for our state's wildlife populations to the detriment of all who enjoy the outdoors. No, it's not. You don't even have any damn proof of that. There's absolutely no freaking proof of that it's detriment to the wildlife pop.
None.
Zero. Dude, the units they've been banning baiting in since like 2008, it hasn't done anything. In fact, if anything, their detection rate went up a little bit, but that's probably because more people put their deer heads in for testing. It's not doing anything.
Exactly. You just point on something. When they give those rates, it's all dependent. Every bit of it is dependent on what? The hunter. And the hunter's putting those heads in those containers where they got the drop-offs. If the hunters don't do that, they got nothing. You want to know why? Because there aren't deer dropping over dead from CWD.
And I hunted in the unit where they first banned baiting down 3. Where Clay's at? 3F2. There for years. And trust me, I put on back when I was probably an ethical hunter like Rob would like. I drove around all the time, right? Okay. I didn't see any deer stumbling around from CWD.
No.
Not one time. The only deer I seen stumble is the one that the 150 grain 308 went through its pump house and then it fell over shortly thereafter.
Well, I can tell you this right now. I had a mule deer out just to the north of the place here, a young female doe, and she was thrashing around and kind of foaming and at her mouth. And right away, I was thinking maybe CWD. I didn't know, but I had that deer tested. I sent it in off and had to, I had a BIA game warden come over because I trust them more than I do North Dakota game fish. And they took it and had it tested. The results come back negative for CWD.
What?
So there we go.
Clay,
deer died.
Impossible.
That's impossible, isn't it?
That was a bad test. There must have been some right-winger baiter who worked at Game and Fish here that threw the results up.
It must have been the same ones as the China virus test.
No, Kevin, fur's not worth anything out here yet.
No, it's kind of in the slump right now. There's not a lot of it out there. So
Clay, we're at 24 after because we went off on port. Next up, we're going to hit on David Hogg saying you don't have a right to a gun. But first, we got to do an extreme profits timeout, don't we?
Yeah. Do you have?
You want me to run these? All right.
Go
Here we go. Let's do it. Here we go. Guns in the 701 is sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located on 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Doug and the boys are patriots who support your Second Amendment rights with friendly service, decades of experience, competitive pricing, and expert advice for all your auto needs. It's getting colder out, so bring your vehicle in for a checkup and let Doug make sure you won't get stuck out in the cold this season. Stop in and let him know that you heard it on Guns and the 701 and you appreciate his support for your freedom and, most importantly, our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call. 701-258-6308.
It's every American.
Guns in the 701 is sponsored by The Blind Guy of North Dakota. For all your custom window coverings, you can contact them at 701-222-3932. They're freedom-minded, they're patriotic, and they love the Second Amendment. This husband-wife team was born and raised right here in North Dakota and based out of Bismarck. Again, for your Second Amendment company, for all your custom window coverings, The Blind Guy of North Dakota, 701-222-3932, or visit them on the web at blindguynd.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
All right. That had a little technical difficulty.
That was me doing it.
That's okay.
You gotta send me that commercial of Brandon's too, because it was kind of janked out until you get that new computer going down there. So hey guys, if you go in and support our sponsors, let them know you heard about them on Guns in the 701, and you really appreciate them supporting a show like this. I got a text here from my buddy real quick, Clay. Heavy said he went through over 2,500 pounds of corn this winter. Guess what? He never even shot a buck.
How about there? See, it doesn't.
Hey, Rob, Heavy's a real ethical dude, man. He was just feeding the deer, helping the farmers.
Speaking of deer sausage, Leon sent a message to Axe there. He goes, tell the sausage was awesome.
Yeah. It was. Leon had a little car problems. He stopped in for an oil change there at Colorado, and he hit a deer Speaking of deer, Leon unethically killed a deer with his car.
Yeah, it was a salt car.
He didn't even get any meat out of it. Yeah, his assault Honda, and he didn't get any meat out of the deal. So Doug told me he gave him a free pack of deer sausage for it. So, oh man.
So Braden chimed in here. He says, "Just think, right now it's cheaper to shoot a deer than to buy meat from grocers," and that's probably a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, we were saying it's not cheaper, but now thanks to Joe, and it's probably
with Joe-flation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, Clay, we got somebody.
All right, we probably should move on to the next, right?
Yeah, somebody reared their ugly head up here, back from the past. Assault CRE. Yeah, there you go, Leon. I'm surprised that thing wasn't more wrecked, actually. But anyway, all right. Okay, Clay. Wait. Before we went, remember before the show, I said we're going to do this before we get to the hog real quick.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
So,
do it.
Just in case anybody missed it, we're going to do it now at the end of the show. Every Friday right there, Clay and I are on KFYR 550 AM, Mitchell in the morning. We do a segment. We got 2 or 3 topics we hit on, right, Clayton?
Yep.
8:40 a.m. Central, 7:40 a.m. Mountain. We're on for about 15, 20 minutes with Todd. It's pretty fun. Todd's a cool guy. It's fun going on there every Friday. And then, so we'll be on there again this Friday, Mitchell in the morning, 8:40 Central, 7:40 Mountain. And then Monday's right there on KFYR Plus. We're on with Jay Dillon. Jay hosts what's called In the Crosshairs with JD and Clay. JD being me, Clay being the other guy there, and Guns in the 701. And we kind of do the same thing there. We do a live stream with Jay for about 30 minutes now. Starting out just 10, but it's going to be about 25, 30 minutes. And we go over, some, like I said, 3 or 4 topics with Jay, and we do the live stream. You got to go on KFYR TV and then hit the drop down tab, and you go on KFYR Plus and you click on the live stream, and that's at 12:30 Central on Monday, 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time. You can catch us on there. Appreciate you guys tuning into that. It's fun. Clay and I'm taking time out from my lunch to do it, and I appreciate KFYR having us on there doing that too. We get a lot of nice publicity from that, and it's fun to do.
And I'm working on it real hard. We've had some problems. I've been trying to actually feed that into our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new one. I'm going to try one more thing this week, because right now we can't get them posted anywhere. They don't put them up, and they don't post them anywhere. So we'll work on that. But yeah, we appreciate everyone who is listening there. It's a brand new deal. I mean, we got in on the ground floor with them, so kind of happy about that.
This will be so coming up will be the 4th one we do, right, Clay? We've done 3.
Yep.
Yeah,
that'll be number 4.
So the first,
we're going to actually revisit one of our little episodes with suppressors, a little bit update on that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll hit on that. So we're going to hit. Yeah, there's just to give you a little bit what we're going to be talking about with Jay. American Suppressor Association's filed a suit against Illinois' ban on suppressors, and if you're a sports fan, you all know who Rich Eisen is. Rich Eisen was absolutely running his ignorant mouth about your gun rights. We're going to cover that. And then we're going to go for hunting. What would you take, bolt or semi-auto? And Mitchell in the morning, real quick before we get to David Hogwash, Discover Card got on. They're the first card company to get on board with codifying when you buy a firearm that it's a firearm. So if you got a Discover Card, I'd call them and tell them, you can eat this son of a beep. And guess what? We were hit on it a little bit earlier. The feds want to shoot 150 feral cows in New Mexico. That's going to be on Mitchell in the morning. Just
insane what they're doing. It really is.
Yeah. All right. All right, Clay. Let's get to our buddy David Hogg.
Are we ready for this jackwagon?
Yeah, we are. He is a
he was in Bismarck. Remember that?
Yeah.
He showed up.
Yeah. So should we give a little background on that real quick?
Or go ahead and give everyone a
what
Leon already about him. He said Hogg's mom was constipated in transition. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, squeezed him out. So was it 20?
Oh my goodness,
2018, I think, right?
It probably was because I was
because it was 4 years. It was 4 years ago, the Marjorie Stone. So that's where he was at the school down there in Florida, and right after Mayor Bakken was elected, then they went on this big tour, with the bus. The bus came up here, and they were going to have this big rally at the Civic Center. No, not too much, Leon. You're good. We like that.
No, we like it, Leon. You're good.
But they had this big bus funded by Mike Bloomberg. I mean, who puts more money towards gun control than the NRA does as a whole organization with 5 million members to just protect gun rights. They rolled in here, and we decided it wasn't going to happen. And Clay and I and Marty and Cody Shue, Rick Becker, Todd let Cody on the radio to talk about, as I remember. We got a tent from my buddy Rob, not Rob Portley, my other buddy Rob. Remember, we had the canopy thing set up down there right on the Civic Center.
That was great.
Yeah, we had a PA and people were speaking, and it was a freedom rally to their rally to show up here to take away our civil rights. And
remember, I spoke there, and I had to follow Rick Becker. That sucked. How do you follow Rick Becker?
It's hard to follow him, no doubt. Rick's a hell of a speaker.
No, I did. I love Rick. He's great. But when you got to follow Rick, it's like that.
Yeah, I still remember because Bakken just got elected mayor, and he was there. He said something, and then he went in. Remember, TV interviewed him, and then he went in to talk to the gun banners. And when he came out, I remember I asked him. I go, "Is he as small as he looks?" And he goes, "Hogg," and I go, "Yeah," and he goes, "Smaller." He said, "That guy is ultra tiny."
Oh, little.
So he's got little man's disease on top of everything.
Little
Lynette and Doug were there. I remember that. You bet they were. And my representative was there actually, in which unfortunately she didn't vote for some pro-gun stuff. But hey, that's another day. All right, Clay, let's get on to what this little punk said. You go ahead and hit it off here, what he did.
Well, we'll start off right here. I'll put this up here. This was the first. He went out and he got on Twitter and tweeted this out. Says, "You have no right to a gun. You are not a militia. When you're talking about your Second Amendment rights, you're talking about a state's right to have what is today the National Guard. The modern interpretation of the Second Amendment is ridiculous fraud pushed for decades by the gun lobby." So, he comes out last Sunday, essentially just saying nobody in America has a right to a gun. I guess he doesn't watch the news at all. Probably doesn't watch any decent news. We've had a couple Supreme Court decisions that pretty much say he's wrong. He evidently doesn't know what the background is of the Constitution, the Second Amendment. And we read it every time we start the show. Well-regulated militia being necessary to security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And I kind of like how they put on here that whoever wrote this article was great because he actually referenced
A.W.R. Hawkins,
James Madison, one of our founding fathers.
MV,
he is Federalist 46 and MV, and I do. You don't have, but I have my set of books over here, and I have the Federalist Papers. I'm looking at them right there. I have all the founding documents sitting there because I like knowledge. And I do read, contrary to popular belief, but I want to learn something.
You get freaking audio books. Come on.
Yeah. I still like books and paper.
All right, go on.
Anyway, and basically James Madison explained that the American citizenry had within it the authority to band together for purposes of what they were repelling. What do you think they were repelling? Tyranny. Exactly what we've been saying for decades, that's what this is about. He clearly stated that the ultimate authority resides in the people alone. It went on to explain that even a federal government fitted with a standing army will find itself unable to overcome the people armed and band together. That still holds true today. Freaking Joe Biden can get out there and talk about how we need jets and we need this, we need that. I can tell you right now, if the masses actually picked up arms in the event that our government really went over the edge. I mean, I think they're close, but let's say they actually do this. I do believe that we, the people, by taking up our arms, and just because it's, how do you go down this road? Just because there's a law against something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just remember that. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of things out here that exist that they don't have a clue, and it's all for our own protection against a tyrannical government. And that was the foundation of the Second Amendment.
So you got something else there, Clay? I was going to hit
No,
on.
go ahead.
Okay, so he was talking about the modern day National Guard there, right? That's what he said the militia was.
That's what he said.
The National Guard never came under federal control, the state national, until 1903. It was called the Militia Act or the Dick Act. And it split
Boy, they named that right.
Yeah, it split the militia into two, which was the organized militia, which was actually the National Guard, and the reserve unorganized militia, which were just the citizenry. So let me just humor Hogwash here for a second. So, okay, Hog, let me just say I go along with you and say, yeah, the right to, okay, you're right. The militia was the National Guard back when the Second Amendment was written, right? Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you finally got smart, JD. It was. Okay. Well, then after that, it says the right of the people to keep and bear arms. So the people are the militia, or the National Guard. Yeah, they are. So, okay, so in the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth, Ninth, and 10th Amendment, when it says the people, that means the militia too, the National Guard. So only the militia has a right to free speech and freedom of religion and freedom to assemble. Is that how it goes, Hogwash? Because that's what you're saying, you little puke. You little leftist turd nugget. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not the people. This is just what it means. The people. People like Clayton, people like me, people like Leon, people like Doug, Lynette, everybody watching this right now. That's what it is. The people. It's not the National Guard. Right there you go, right there. Yeah. Oh, Clay, that 308, that old sniper round just bounces off the rear end of deer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's two different things, man. And it wasn't even the National Guard then. I just told you when the National Guard became under federal control. This kid can't be that stupid. He's a smart person. I know he is. He's probably willfully ignorant. He just hates guns like most leftists. And I mean, he's lying. He's lying to everybody, and he's probably lying to himself. He's angry. He doesn't get his way like a lot of these little pukes. And you
got to remember, he's been brought up in a public education system that, I'm telling you, for decades, even when I was in high school, it didn't work on most of us, but it was there then, even in Lemon, and it's been creeping in for decades, guys. And they pretty much have taken control of it. Now they don't teach history. They definitely don't teach the Constitution or what it really means. I mean, I've even seen history books that have the Bill of Rights in it. And the Second Amendment are not the 27 words that you and I know it to be. It actually says that it's the right of the government collectively to have arms to supply.
So,
I've actually seen it as to supply a militia, that being the National Guard.
Clay,
I've actually seen it written like that.
Would you say the Bill of Rights?
Oh, that crazy
You sure that's
document.
not the Bill of the National Guard? Because that's what Hogg thinks it means, the Bill of the National Guard, not the Bill of Individual Rights of People. Yeah. It's a Bill of the National Guard.
Keith put one out here. He says, National Guard cannot respond to anything federally unless the state governor allows it. And he's right. And I know that Keith, he's got extensive knowledge when it comes to our military, because that's what he does and he is doing. And he darn near paid the ultimate sacrifice, but he came back from it. So again, I have the greatest respect for him, and he's been a friend a long time.
Yeah. Well, I think actually the National Guard uses like a Minuteman picture as right. That's why I laughed. Keith, I wasn't laughing at you. I read Brian's comment. No. He said, "Don't say they can't be that stupid. They seem to take that as a challenge." You're right, Brian. I said he's got to be willfully ignorant. He can't be that stupid. Yeah. It's just I'm
telling you.
Hold on. What's Leon got going on there? Can't we just identify as a militia? Isn't that how it works now? My pronouns are come / take / it. Yeah. Hey, Leon, you know what, buddy? That's a T-shirt right there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Might be able to come up with something, right?
Yeah, I like that. My pronouns are come, take it. Yeah, I like that a lot.
And I kind of like when I was reading through this article too, that and I'm going to go back to what James Madison said about a lot of this, and it kind of makes sense. He goes, the highest number to which, according to the best computation, you got to remember this was written a long time ago, but it still probably stands today. Just the numbers are going to be different. A standing army can be carried in any country. It does not exceed 100th part of the whole number of souls, or 1/25th part of the number able to bear arms. This proportion would not yield in the United States an army of more than 25 to 30,000 men. Now remember, guys, that's based on numbers when they were writing this.
Mm-hmm.
But even put that in today's perspective, you think about that 1/25th part of what is there? I don't know, how many million are there in the United States today?
Guns?
And I can tell you right, no, they're talking about people for a standing army.
No,
Since you have an army,
350 million or something.
we probably honestly don't have enough that really what we would need if we really had what they were kind of talking about then being faced. They just came off of a Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
They understood what it took. And then that's why he basically said that the militia, to those that would be opposed to a militia amounting to near 500,000 citizens at that time with arms in their hands, officered by men chosen among themselves, fighting for their common liberties and united and conducted by governments, acquainted with the last successful resistance of the country. Basically what he's saying right there is the militia, as we all know it, is the people.
Yep.
It's those of us that would eventually rise up. It's those of us that care about our civil liberties, our rights, our freedoms, and we're going to do it at all costs. And that's exactly what they were talking about. I mean, this goes back over 250 years, but it's still relevant today. The concept of this, the concept of the militia, and why the Second Amendment was put in there and why it's so important. And people like Hogwash, they don't get taught this. I was lucky enough. I had one hell of a history and U.S. Government teacher in Bill Earhart, who is still alive today, and I still see him every Sunday in church, so it's actually an honor. He was a Korean War vet. But that man taught us exactly what this was about. You don't get that today in public school at all.
So, Clay, you and I know, and most of our people listening, the militia is not a bad word. We know the people like Hogg think the militias are bad. They're bad, right? Militias are bad. They're just horrible,
right?
According to him, he's suggesting that only when they wrote that the militias had the right. So just the bad, evil militias are supposed to have guns, right? And hey,
just yep.
I'm part of the militia just like everybody else, so I guess I'm entitled to that gun, ain't I?
I am, absolutely. Well,
I am the militia, right, Doug?
Basically, think of it this way. If you take away the Second Amendment, if you take away firearms, heavily restrict them with gun control, or militia is defamed, becoming nothing more than a group of men then bound together with weapons consisting of what? Stones, sticks, and verbal jabs. And the author makes a good point there, don't he?
Yeah.
You take away all that, what do we have? Well, we have exactly what he described, which makes we would be exactly what they want, an unarmed populace that they now can control. I mean, they already look at us as a cash cow. Just recently did my taxes. If you don't think the government looks at you as just another freaking cash cow, go do your taxes and actually have something that you have to pay in, essentially. They don't care. And then I went to do the boys because the boys have their own income off their own cattle. I used to do a 1040 EZ. Did you know you can't do that no more? There's no 1040 EZ form. I mean, they've complicated that. It's a 2-page form with, 99 pages of info on how to fill it out. This is where we're at. We're just a cash cow. Do it our way. Here's the stuff. If you don't understand it, we'll come after you. I mean, we're on the verge, guys.
Yep. Hey, Trav, we love militias. That's another great shirt right there. I like that. We heart militias. That's a good. I like that. Oh, yeah.
Travis put that up there. All right, there it is.
Yeah, we love militias. Right on. I like that. I do love militias. Like I said before, Clay. If you don't like militias and you live in America, I got bad news for you. You're part of the militia via the Second Amendment.
That's right. So Leon's got a deal up here. National Guard is the military. And, they're run by the state. The governor tells and dictates. Volunteer militia, the citizens, is and has always been different. And either way, the right to arms is not reliant on a militia membership. You're right.
And
you don't have to be part of anything. You don't have to sign up. We are a militia.
One of the framers said that, actually, I think, in one of their writings.
Yeah, they did. Who knows? I don't remember which one it is. I got to brush
Trav's
up
a
on a lot
militia
of
for
that.
where he's living. There is Downwood.
He's
I
probably
believe
the
that.
militia.
He's got some MVE weapons there, I see.
So, well, you know what? I
Mhm.
think we should take another obscene profit
All right.
time out if you want to.
Yeah,
play
let's.
us,
I'll do that. Yep, I'll hit that, and then we're gonna go on to this California. Let me see. They want to ban body armor there, Clay. I'll let everybody think about it. Is it going to be a Democrat or a Republican who wants to ban it?
Oh, gee, I got this one.
Yeah, think about that. We have this profit time off from one of our sponsors. Guns in the 701 is sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located on 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Doug and the boys are patriots who support your Second Amendment rights with friendly service, decades of experience, competitive pricing, and expert advice for all your auto needs. It's getting colder out, so bring your vehicle in for a checkup and let Doug make sure you won't get stuck out in the cold this season. Stop in and let him know that you heard it on Guns and the 701 and you appreciate his support for your freedom and, most importantly, our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call. 701-258-6308.
And again, thanks to Lauer Auto Repair, our premier sponsor. Doug does a great job there. Had the privilege to shoot on the high alpine range, and they do great work out there, guys.
Yeah, Dougie and I did some videos on Sunday, or was it Saturday or I can't remember anymore. Saturday or Sunday, we went to the high alpine there. We did a little test with his 308 DPMS Recon and shot some Tokarev. It was pretty fun. It was some pretty fun videos we did there. Yeah.
There you
Believe
go.
it.
JB.
Yeah, baby.
For president of North Dakota.
I'm in. President. I mean, I'll be a sergeant. Clay can be a lieutenant. There's a lot of guys smarter than me. Like I'm just, I'll be a sergeant. Be cool with that.
End up being a general, right?
Yeah.
But the people have the right to keep and bear arms. The end, Kevin.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely right.
Yeah. That's what I was saying before when Hogg said that about the militia. Well, regular militia. Okay. Let's just say you do. Go ahead and regular militia. It still doesn't affect the right of people to keep and bear arms, Hoggy.
So I think Eric answered your question about when you were giving the intro there. Says it's neither. It's a communist, I guess, otherwise known as Democrats. What do I always call it? The Democrat National Communist Party. Anymore.
Yeah. We're going to talk about one of those guys right now, Clay.
Yep. And right Leon's got it perfect. Governments that want to ban body armor want you to be a victim.
Yep.
A victim and be controlled. Absolutely.
Big time. So this guy's deal in California, Marin County, state representative, assemblyman, they call him there, I guess.
Right there.
Bill 92. Yeah, there he is. Yep. It looks like a dude with a lot of common sense. Damon Conley is this guy's name. Damon Conley wants to ban body armor. He would make it a misdemeanor offense, punishable by up to $10,000 fine for someone to buy, sell, bullet resist. I know, right? 10 grand. Hey, you higher fines, people will quit doing stuff. Body armor or clothing to people not employed in certain professions. Okay, so we got the only ones who can have it, right, Clay? We know the left. Oh, yeah. The left hates law enforcement. But yet, they want them to be the only ones who have body armor. You guys make no freaking sense. That's why I said you're smart people with no common sense. People who already own body armor would be allowed to keep it, but would be prohibited from reselling it. Well, gee, I own body armor. Thanks, Big Daddy, for not treading too hard on me or something I already own.
Well, they're going to have body armor registration? I mean, how else are they going to know if you even have it?
Yeah. I should have worn my armor tonight, actually, just because we're talking about this. Yeah. So the prohibition would not apply to law enforcement, firefighters, military personnel, security guards, firearms dealers, body armor salespeople, code enforcement officers. I don't know what the heck that is, or medical first responders. The California Department of Justice would be authorized to add other exempted professions. Well, so the only ones, just us. We're the ones who can do it. So he said he was doing this because of these recent shootings here following talking with Bay community members during the campaign. This was an issue that was brought up several times, Conley wrote. Following a horrific shooting in Buffalo, New York, the state legislature there passed restrictions on body armor to keep this military grade gear out of the hands of violent felons. So we got a couple.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
You hear the code word? Where have we heard that? Military grade. Military grade weapons, military grade ammo. Now it's military grade.
So military
gear.
grade. I'm going to stop you for 1 second, Clay. What the military use in the Revolutionary War and the Civil War? What was their main firearm?
Well,
What was their military grade?
Their military grade was either a musket with a ball black powder,
Mhm.
or the iconic Winchester lever action, if they could
Yeah.
afford it.
Yep. So my point is, by asking Clay that, is military grade is freaking everything to these people, because everything was military grade at one point.
Everything was a weapon of war. Right?
Just like the shirt. Yeah. Yep. And I'm going to hit on that later on my bullet points. I got something for you I think you're going to like. But, all right. Yeah. So anyways, Conley's legislation was introduced before the 3 recent mass shootings of Monterey Park, California, Half Moon Bay, California, and the Central Valley in the past week. Guess what, Clay? None of the suspects wore body armor during those shootings.
None. So you should ban it, because that's why.
Yeah. If it was something, they claim it's like on the rise. Okay, I'll tell you what, it probably is, because body armor is probably more, what's the word I'm saying? It's more people have it, that's circulating around, more available now.
It's more readily available, probably.
Yeah, and guess
more
what?
Affordable. But...
Yeah, I have it, but I have it because guess what? If the only ones have it, then I want it, because why the hell would I want a government that could turn tyrannical, or we have a riot like we do in BLM or Antifa takes over these cities? I'm supposed to not have my body armor on? You damn right I want it on.
Yeah, I mean, here I'm gonna put this one up, because this is actually, isn't a Ford pickup made of military grade steel? Is that now an assault pickup?
Yeah, it is.
Well, actually, now they're just made of aluminum and crumple up. But but yeah, he's got a good point. Military grade, come on, there's military grade a lot of things.
Mil
out there that
spec too.
use.
Mil spec. I mean,
mil spec.
If you're into AR-15s, a lot of like guys who know, I know a lot about ARs, but a lot of guys know way more than me, are like, mil spec's not nothing special to be.
Yeah, Leon's right, and what he's talking about, the 15-minute cities. They're trying to herd us all into these cities, because they don't want us to be able to respond. They don't want us to have things like what sits behind me, or a sampling of that, because they do know that guys like you, me, and probably most of the people listening to the show, we're pretty self-sufficient and can take care of ourselves, and will, and that just scares the living crap out of them. Yeah.
Well, look at the when the riots were going on in Minneapolis. Guess what? Businesses weren't burned when them guys were standing out front with their ARs and their body armor.
Right. Absolutely.
When they tried to kill what's his name there in Wisconsin, his 3 shots were more effective. Rittenhouse. Guess what? He had an AR-15, defended his life against the whole crowd of these people. They tried to kill him, and guess what? It turned out bad for them. It was a happy ending for Rittenhouse.
Yeah, and he won his case. I see they're trying to civilly.
Yeah, they're going after him again now. Yeah. Koreans on the run. With SKS. I mean, yeah, it was
right.
many. Yeah, I mean, it's.
And Leon was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just every time now they want to really armor. Now they want to ban the armor, and that is one of the things that. Well, it's like I've told you, I own certain firearm calibers, and why do I own them? Because the military has them, and you know why I own them. It's no different than the other gear. I own a lot of that stuff because I don't trust them. And unfortunately, I know Dan Brown listens to us, and he was an excellent officer. He really was a great guy. Believes I know in this country and believes in our rights, but they're not all that way. And I run into, unfortunately, that I know. I mean, we got sheriffs just across the border over here in both Perkins and Corson County today, and now in Sioux County, being we got a new one. I can tell you right now, if the shit hits the fan and the feds say, "Are you on board with us or not?" all 3 of them sheriffs are on board. They ain't going to defend us. They're not going to be. They're going to come and help.
Doing my job.
Or they're just going to walk away from their job completely because they don't want to die. It'll be that simple.
Just doing my job.
Just doing my job, and that's what they are.
So here's what you want to hear what the California State Sheriff Association said. Speaking of sheriff,
let's hear that.
Okay, which I was surprised, but I mean, I'm gonna say he's gonna buckle, but Marin County Sheriff Jamie Scardina, hey, good name, said the California State Sheriff's Association has yet to take a position on the bill. I have not read it in its entirety, and I think it's a little early. All right. I mean, I think that was a little weak, but at least he didn't say, yeah, it's a good idea. Criminals have body armor; they need to take it away. And I mean, it's like anything
he's
else.
Probably a lot like that Cass County sheriff I dealt with years ago when I was with the NRA. That guy hated the Second Amendment.
Well, so did their police chief there years ago, as I remember it. So. All right, Clay. So, we just got like a big thing of people going after our Second Amendment rights. And last week we had a lot of gear stuff. This week it's anti-Second Amendment heavy by these people. So, the next one
there's just because there's so much of it out there. Well, there's just so much of it going on, and it's coming from everywhere. I don't know about you, Jamie, but I get probably 10 or more notifications. People are starting to send me stuff now. Of course, I'm signed up for a lot of things because I want to be in the know on what's happening. Mm-hmm. And it's coming from everywhere. Counties, states, cities, and municipalities. And of course, our Congress and our legislators. Not necessarily here, but I'm not real proud of what I saw in our state legislature here in the last 2 weeks on Second Amendment bills. It wasn't good.
It's weak. Very weak. So Travis puts on there. He wanted to know. I mean, real quick, Trav Clay worked for the NRA, and he was running some banquets up here. I went to him. I ended up getting into the Friends NRA and volunteering, and I got on the committee. And Clay and I have been friends ever since. So,
and there's a little precursor to that. Scott Buckmeyer probably brought us together.
Yeah, because I actually met Scott first, right? Yeah. Right.
I knew Scott Buckmeyer, and we were going to go coyote hunting. He goes, "Hey, I invited this guy who listens to the show. His name's Jamie Brecht. You care if he comes along with us?" And the more the merrier. And I could tell he came up. He drove over there in this little puny.
The guys are making fun of my Mazda, man. I had a tribute.
Lovers, no, Travis, not lovers.
Not like you and me, Trav. Not like you and me.
There's nothing broke back going on.
Sure. Ain't no stem in the rose.
But no, that's exactly what happened. Is how we met, and I guess here we are now. How many years later? Shoot.
Boy, I don't even remember when that was anymore. 15 years ago, probably.
At least, yeah, Leon. Yeah, it's like a bike cop pulling you over for a violation.
I love the comments we get, man. It's awesome. Keep them coming.
Like Rush said, we got the best listeners in the world.
We do, actually, because I guess
I think we're going to move on to this next one from Alyssa Griffin. I'm not even going to give her her name.
Most people are probably familiar.
Well, I got a clip for it. So
okay. Yeah, most people are
Before
familiar.
we do that, we're coming up on the top of the hour. So let's give another important obscene profit timeout, and then we'll come back with Alyssa Griffin.
Right on. Guns in the 701 is sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located on 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Doug and the boys are patriots who support your Second Amendment rights with friendly service, decades of experience, competitive pricing, and expert advice for all your auto needs. It's getting colder out, so bring your vehicle in for a checkup and let Doug make sure you won't get stuck out in the cold this season. Stop in and let him know that you heard it on Guns and the 701 and you appreciate his support for your freedom and, most importantly, our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call, 701-258-6308.
All right. Thanks again, Doug, and the guys down there at Lauer Auto Repair down there on South Washington. Spring's coming up, so it might be a time to get in there and get some other things checked. Maybe radiator, transmission, tires, anything, battery, air conditioning. Probably a good time to have that checked before you need it. So,
you probably had your oil change in a while in there. So get in there, and then after you get your oil change, you can go over to Mandan Sporting Goods and buy yourself some ammo. And then when you get in your reloading room and it sucks in there and the lights in your eyes, you can call the blind guy and have him come over and get some blinds for you.
There you go. Perfect. Nice. We'll use that on Friday. All right. Well, so I'm going to go ahead and play this clip from The View. Try not to throw your phones down, hit them, blow them up, whatever. But here's the clip from these dinglings talking about the Second Amendment.
I just want to be clear. I support background checks red flag laws that are properly funded. President's order just put more money into enforcing them. You can have it on the books, but if it can't be enforced, it's useless, as well as wait periods. I think legal gun ownership is fundamental in this country, but I also want to highlight we have 400 million guns in the United States, 300 million people. I don't know a sane, serious Republican, not the people who wear these, things on their lapel pin, that think that we shouldn't get illegal guns off the streets.
What about
I
AR-15s?
fundamentally support
Let
that.
me give you a statistic. What about assault rifles? I just want to ask
you have to have
that.
Depending on how you're defining it, because some people kind of use that as a broad sweeping.
Let's define it as the weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah. Well, an AR-15, I don't personally see any reason that someone would need to own. I know there's a lot of sportsmen and collectors who do choose to have them.
There may be sports. You can't shoot anything with an AR-15 and get any meat.
It's not real sportsmanship.
No, it's not.
You hear that, Jamie?
That's not to me really where this discussion starts.
Now.
I think we have a policy-making problem, real quick, in this country where we let the perfect be the enemy of the good. I think that what we were able to do on a bipartisan basis is a step in the right direction. If it saves one life, that to me is a move the right direction. If we just go to totally partisan lines, full gun control is the only answer, nothing's ever going to get done.
All right, man, we got a lot to cover there, and there's some shit in there that I didn't read.
That's why I played the clip. I was looking at that clip today. On guys, it was worse yet. It got worse.
Oh man, well I tell you what, guns.
Whoopi probably ain't had no meat in years anyway.
So Clay, I'm going to go from the bottom back up on this one.
Yeah,
if it saves just one life, okay, guess what? Guns has been proven in study after study. Even the Department of Justice under Obama did the study, save more lives than guns take in America. So guess what? It saves a lot more than one life if leaving guns legal.
But that don't matter. Our feelings and our emotions mean more. That don't matter.
Yeah. Okay, Travis, so what's the difference between an AR-15 and well, your muzzle loader's got a lot more hammer time when it hits in that AR. That's what.
Yeah. But I couldn't believe this. We heard it all. Weapons of mass destruction. And we got to have red flag. I mean, this is supposedly the conservative lady on The View. But yet she's supporting red flag.
Sounds just like Joe Biden. So let's keep going with the bottom up. Yeah. Let's go to the no meat left. Tell you what, whoopee cushion. I've shot many deer with an AR-15. I got all kinds of meat left. You know what? It takes just as much as it does with a bolt action rifle. But you know why I used an AR? Number one, I like AR-15s. It's just like, Whoopi, you maybe drive a freaking Prius. I hate Priuses. That's your damn choice to drive that. I don't care. You like Priuses better than you like pickups. I like pickups. I like AR-15s. There's no difference. You don't go in there and just because you got a 30-round magazine, you don't dump the whole goddamn 30-rounder in there. Which real quick, Willie Nelson's coming to Fargo. He's against AR-15s, and that was his stupid excuse. There's no meat left if you deer hunt with one of those things. Yeah. Shut up and smoke weed.
Yeah.
An AR-15 is a great hunting rifle. We'll expand more on that on the show with Jay Dillon on Monday.
Yes, and we've proven that. Well, when we were out there a couple of weeks ago, ARs are not these evil, horrible guns, and basically, people don't like them in the media. And they've given them this bad reputation because they're big, they're black, and they're scary.
Hey, we still talking about guns, Clay?
I was saying, sounds like they might be getting in trouble for racism.
Yeah, doggone it.
I guarantee you, Whoopi ain't seen nothing big, black, and scary in a long time.
Yeah, she is naked in the mirror every morning. So
there you go.
I suppose we'll get kicked off now. I'm a freaking racist for that.
I suppose, yeah.
Hey, Charlie's got a good comment there. I wonder what weapons are feeding Whoopi, and I have shot my last few deer with an AR-10. So what are these fools talking about? They are free and try and come and take it if they can. Yeah, I seen Charlie on Facebook. He's got a nice buck there on Facebook. They're nice mule deer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, AR-10, Charlie. I've gotten one with my AR-10 too. It was 308. I mean, it worked great. I just just because they don't
Charlie
like
came down to a little turkey hunting here. Probably the easiest turkey hunt he ever had. Hey, Charlie, being you're on too, I got an update for you for Florida, so I'll pass that information on to you.
Willie Nelson for president.
Willie's been high for days.
Yeah, he probably.
I'm just going through these comments because
we
hit a nerve here.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm stupider for watching. Oh my goodness, Goldberg is a big black and scary.
Yeah, that's what I said every morning in the mirror.
Black weapons matter. Yeah, right on there. Billy Nelson for president. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Leon's got the best one of the night. I was just giggling.
Does less damage than a 30-06. And yeah, here's what Leon. Someone called me big, black, and intimidating. You know it, brother.
So if anybody's listening on the podcast, you know Leon's a black man. He's a proud American. He's a proud awesome. MVE right winger. Leon's handy with the firearms too. He was up shooting with. He's great. I've known Leon probably I bet I've known Leon for about 10 years now. Leon's an awesome guy.
You know him more than I have.
Full of knowledge.
Leon's a great patriot, though.
He really is. Yep. Leon's awesome, man. Love shooting with that guy. Willie's another fave. I'm done with. Yeah. I'm weird. Guys,
pretty soon I'm gonna be able to listen to nothing, watch nothing. Yeah, that whoopee dude's got it right. Nobody should own semi-automatic ARs. We should own select fire M16, M4s, belt-fed machine guns, 40 millimeter grain, all types of ammo, and any other arms we desire. The government should know a damn thing.
Right.
Absolutely right. I've been saying that forever. I should have everything that they've got because it's my right. Will it be better than dipshit? That's probably true, Kevin. Well, Travis is heading out.
He's out, man. Yeah. See you, Trev.
Jamie just called you handy.
He's pretty handy with the size. He's handy with the shooting irons, damn right. So I got a text from the blind guy. He said backstraps from the prairie dogs are quite filling.
Little nuggets.
We're great in stir fry.
Oh my God.
All right, Clay. So let's go back up there. So the next one back, we're going bottom up. She went red flag laws.
Yep. Keith had to point out that I love me some Ledoux, and yeah, I do still listen to a lot of Chris Ledoux. As Jamie knows, though, we got a few big hair bands in there, don't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's get back to the subject of matter, right?
Yep. It's too fun getting off it though. I love it. Non-binary.
They just keep rolling.
Dang, we're getting all kinds of good stuff for t-shirts. Clay, get your little big press going down there again. We got some
that one. We could come up with something there. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's out now, Leon.
Oh goodness.
Yep. All right. So red flag law. She's all in on these red flag laws. It's just common sense, Clay. I mean, get the guns from people that are crazy. I mean, what's wrong with that, Clay?
No, nothing. You can save one life and prevent something bad from happening, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So you do
no
get
due process.
Oh,
crazy me.
That old thing
violates the Constitution. All them crazy things.
That doesn't pertain to modern times, Clay.
Oh, I know it's outdated.
Yeah.
If you guys on the podcast could just see our reactions.
Yeah. So the red flag laws, because like Clay was saying, if it just saves one life and you got to get the guns away. So here's a little story we actually got the story from Armed American News. In 2019, a Florida man had his firearms confiscated because of mistaken identity. He had the same name as a criminal. Police searched the CCW database, saw his name, suspended his permit. When the court date came around, he was exonerated. The woman pressing domestic violence charges said the man police brought in was not the man who harmed her. It was a case of mistaken identity. And guess what, Clay? He had to petition the court to get his guns back, something he was on the hook for financially. So the scumbag's got his guns, and he had to go to court and pay the damn court fees to get his own freaking guns back, and he was innocent.
And that's the problem with a red flag law. There's no due process. It reminds me of any other kind of frivolous lawsuit, only this one is even worse. They come in, they take your private property with no warrant, with your back hurts.
Yeah, I'm getting the stress. The anger is just.
But I'm telling you right now, this is a serious problem, red flag laws, because you're. So what else are we going to do to prevent the crime from happening? Any crime. Are we going to implement some kind of a red flag law? If you might take your vehicle out and go drinking and driving, well, then we shouldn't even give you a license.
Then quit selling alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, we already tried that. And by the way, Clay, red flag laws, North Dakota legislature refused to ban those from ever happening here. They think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leon.
And remember, this has come before the North Dakota legislature before. Remember Rich Wardner? Remember Kirsten Baszler? Remember all them freaking rhino pieces of crap?
Chet Pollard.
They all got up there and supported it.
Chet Pollard.
Now they're all gone. But yeah, Chet Pollard was from Carrington.
Had run ahead of the Senate or head of the House of Representatives in North Dakota.
And I couldn't believe the people in that Carrington area that thought that man was just the greatest thing. And I'd be like, do you know
that's funny because I actually ran into people
laws?
there. Yeah, they actually thought, I can't believe Chet did that.
I said, I can. He's a commie.
It's one of them deals, Clay. I know people who are freaking good people too, and guess what? They're freaking leftists, but their beliefs make them crap.
They do. They put an R by their name. Nobody checks it out, and then they get voted for.
Yeah. So Leon said he's 10 minutes late picking up his kids. Leon, if you're still listening or you catch the podcast, man, appreciate you coming in. Great comments. It's always fun when you join the show like that, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yep, we appreciate it, Leon.
All right, Clay. So we're backing up. We're going back up here and universal background checks. And then after that, I got one more we're backing up to. So universal background checks. She's all on board with this. Oh, it's great,
Yeah, well, we all know about
universal background checks. I mean, it'll make it so for private transfers. I want to sell Clay a gun. He's my buddy. Guess what? We got to do a freaking background check.
Well, you know where this come from, right? The whole terminology of universal background check. That came from the quote gun show loopholes.
These are great.
Basically, they ignore the fact that no matter what, if there is a person engaged in the business and sale of firearms, that person must obtain the FFL, which is a federal firearms license. Then the purchaser must pass, according to the NICS. Remember when the NICS was implemented?
Yep.
You have to pass a 4473 form.
NICS, like Richard Nixon, right? It's just short.
Yeah. And I mean, in order to buy something, a product, a legally manufactured and sold product in this country, you have to go through a federal background check. And it's up to the ATF then, which we know how great they've been lately.
Yeah, they're good friends of
whether
ours now.
You can purchase a firearm or not. And they were running around saying, everyone goes to a gun show. They don't have to do no paperwork. Well, yes and no. If you're buying from an FFL dealer, you still have to.
If you're inside the building, you're damn right you're going to do a background check. No.
Now, if you're buying from, say, a guy like, say I decided I was going to do something foolish and sell my whole collection. I can go there, rent some tables, and I may sell to whoever I feel like doing. And I don't have to do anything because I'm not in the business. I'm not engaged in the business.
There's the
That's
loophole.
a one-time deal.
There it is.
And that's what they're saying is the loophole. But that actually would apply then also to me giving a firearm to my son or leaving any firearms to my grandkids eventually. Oh, then it'd be a safer school if my kid had it. But this is what they're talking about. They don't want any kind of private transfers, and we've seen what happened in other countries, Australia, the UK, Britain. Take any European country over there that has submitted this. They registered the guns. We just want to know what's going on. We just want to register them.
Don't worry.
Guess what they had?
You got nothing to hide.
Nothing to hide. And what happened? Well, then they came and confiscated them in the end.
You got nothing to hide. It's kind of
registration.
It's right on the lines of me. I lost my train of thought there because I was trying to read these comments. It'll never happen here. There you go. That's what I was thinking.
It'll never happen.
It'll never happen here. Hey, all right.
Hey, Paula.
Hey, Mom.
Shows just get better.
Yeah, I love it. Let's
go through. California has and I'm going to read them because we got you guys that listen to this on podcast. Yeah. California has red flag laws. How many lives have been saved?
How they been working?
How's that working out there? And hey, at least we saw one success. Beetlejuice, otherwise known as Mayor Lightfoot out in Chicago, she was ousted, so that was good. But, dibs on Clay's coalition.
Yeah.
And Braden, he's laughing.
Love it.
Braden's probably laughing when I said it'd be a safer school. What else did he say here? Hey, Clay, next time I'm out, we can shoot. Absolutely, Braden. I've had Braden out here before. I probably introduce more kids to shooting out here just to, my sons, when they have their friends out here, and I'm more than happy to.
Yeah. Anyway, so backing up just one more thing here, Clay, on this. Remember when she was talking about, and she said, Not the people that wear these things on their lapel pins. You know what that is? You know what she's talking about? She's talking about these members of Congress who had AR-15 lapel pins, and specifically Anna Paulina Luna from Florida, Air Force veteran, very pro Second Amendment. Her and I think 2 or 3 other people were wearing them, and the liberals were just having
they were flipping
shit
out
over it. Yeah, about they were, because it was a gun violence awareness week or something. I don't. But yeah, like, okay, so now you're crazy because you got, I guess we're freaking nuts, Clay, because we got, hey, right behind me, we got AR-15s on our freaking banners, on our caps, on your shirt, on all our stuff. You know why we got that?
I used to wear an AR-15 tie tack all the time when I had to wear a coat and tie. I wore that everywhere.
Yeah.
I actually had one for every day when I was out there.
So guess what, Clay? You're not a sane, serious Republican if you like AR-15s. Because she said she wanted to ban them too, right? But that's, she says right here, I don't know any sane, serious Republican.
Yep.
And she pauses, not the people that wear these things on their lapel pins, right? Which I would be more than happy to do that. And
I would do it too. Maybe that's what I'll do.
I'm going to just, not even have to go out on a limb here. Me, you, and everybody listening to this is more sane than anybody on the freaking View.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? It's yeah. Let's go through some more comments. What we got from?
Let's see. Randy just put in there. He goes, and then they use their own loophole. They have the ability to sue the weapon. They know they can win because the weapon can't defend itself. We all need gun trust to prevent this.
Yeah.
Well, and so we had the Protection and Commerce for Firearms Act, okay, and it still exists, but they're trying to skirt that now. They're trying to go around it, but it's already been upheld several times, and they hate that. They would love to abolish that.
Joe's always out there. Listen, it's crazy. For God's sake, you got to be able to sue these gun companies.
And you know who pushed that legislation? That crazy do nothing NRA. That don't do nothing to protect. They were the ones that pushed that through.
Oh man, the NRA will sell you out all the time.
That was happening when I was working for them. So
yeah.
I get a kick out of her too. She started off like every single one. It's always the whole. I'm a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, but
capital B.
That means when she said that, you're right. And just forget everything I said because this is what I'm really going to say. They don't believe in the Second Amendment. They say that because they want to sound like they're credible. Like Whoopi go, well, I own a gun. Really?
You had no meat left.
Yeah. Well,
maybe you wouldn't, Whoopi. You're probably a shitty shot.
I get so infuriated. I get frustrated. And when people say, well, I'm a Second Amendment supporter because I own a gun. Really? That doesn't make you a Second Amendment supporter.
Nope.
It means that you could legally own one.
It makes you a gun owner. It doesn't make you a Second Amendment supporter.
Yep. Exactly. One doesn't have anything to do with the other.
What it makes you is a FUD, not somebody who supports their Second Amendment civil right. That's what it makes you.
Yeah. And I mean, and then she went on to say that I just want to be clear. I support background checks, red flag laws that are properly funded. President Biden ordered them to put more money into enforcing them. You can have it on the books, but if you don't enforce it, it's useless, as well as waiting periods. So she's an anti-gunner, plain and simple. That's anti-Second Amendment.
Hey, if she wants to save one life, tell Joe to put that money in securing the border because illegals kill how many 1,500 people a year. That's way more than any AR-15
or more. That's just the ones that get reported.
Yeah. So
good deal. Yeah, I knew you did, Braden. Yeah. So here's a 14-year-old friend of Layton's. And this kid is more patriotic and more pro-gun than Mrs. Griffin is.
Oh, I'd have no doubt about that. I just seen his comments. He just looks like a great young man right there.
Doug makes I'm for the National Firearms Act, but
that's what I laughed.
You're right.
A little bit ago.
You're right. I'm for the 1960s.
Yeah. That was
Gun Control Act.
Well, we were out at Axel's range there. I shot that. I always thought like that M1 30 caliber carbine was kind of cheesy, and then he busted out that one. That thing's pretty awesome, actually. I really enjoyed that. That thing was fun to shoot. We did find out though that the 30-round curve magazine, Jam-O-Matic. You got to use that 20 round straight one that they used in WWII.
Those are the killer mags. They got all them rounds in them.
That's not these, man. If you want these in there, you're going to get killed because they'll jam you up.
It's not as good as it looks in the movies, is it?
No.
They're jammed, yeah.
No, but like I said, the 20 round around like a sewing machine. That baby was, that's what they used in World War II. So, but it was cool. It was cool. We're good. We had some stuff. We're going to do a full review on a bunch of these guns here once the snow starts melting. And I know a lot of our listeners here, Big R, and we got a few other people got some guns. We're going to, we're going to do them. We're going to have some fun with them. Get used to seeing jugs and watermelons get blown up.
I know you love watermelon.
Yeah.
So a couple things. We're about 20 after the hour here.
Yep.
So we're going to start moving into wrapping up here,
Yep.
doing a happy ending, doing some Second Amendment bullet points. But before we do that,
Debbie
I want to remind
Downer.
everybody. Yeah. I want you guys to hit the website, go to www.gunsandthe701.com, kind of go through there, check things out. We have everything. We got Mitchell. When we have a Mitchell in the morning available, we upload it to that. We're working on getting our In the Crosshairs with JD and Clay on there. We also, of course, have all of our other episodes. Every episode we've ever done, except the very first ones I've got uploaded as far as the live streams. And some of the special ones we've even done. So go check that out. That's probably your easiest resource because we have the YouTube channel. Please go to that, subscribe, share it, watch some of the videos. We're building that pretty fast. We're halfway there to reach public view hours.
Yeah.
And once we can hit that threshold, that's a big thing. And then hit Fascist Book. We do have our Twitter account. There ain't a whole lot of people there yet, but maybe they'll come. We do have it there, Guns in the 701. And I did create a new Truth Social and Getter account for Guns in the 701. So if you're on Truth Social or Getter, go ahead and start liking that. And we do still have a Rumble page, but it just all of them platforms are just kind of there.
We are on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I'm just gonna delete that because Instagram to me is like Facebook. And unless I'm getting paid to do this shit full time, this sucks up. You might not think about it, but it sucks up a ton of your time. And if you're editing videos and doing stuff, I'm not gonna. So Facebook and YouTube and our website mainly is where Clay and I are. And hey, Brandon, I just got a text from Brandon. He said I sent you a pic. Guy is awesome. Defend the Second Amendment. Sweet shirt, man. But we gotta get you a Guns in the 701. And I know you just made $25 in tips probably in the last 10 minutes where he's working. So he's a good follower of the show. And Brandon's
speaking
an
of
awesome
t-shirts,
guy. Yeah.
If you guys want t-shirts, go ahead and either message me. You can message me just at clay@gunsinthe701.com. You can message Jamie at jd@gunsinthe701.com and let us know you want one. We've got what did I say? We had medium. We got medium, medium, large, and extra larges that are pre-made. They're great. We had them on the show, but we're probably not going to make a whole lot of more of them until we get those sold.
Yeah,
they're $25 plus shipping.
Same with the caps. The cap here.
Yep.
Here, Clay, put me on the big screen so they can see it. There's a cap. Yes. That's you.
Yeah. There. Well, that was wrong.
Oh, you can see. Yeah.
Just a second. I'll get it.
We got some. I guess we could put Casey up there. He's got it. Here, let's do Casey.
There. How about that?
There you go. Guns in the 701.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're listening on the podcast, we got it on our Facebook page. You can go on there. I'm wearing it.
We do.
Clay will have his cap probably tomorrow. The snowstorm probably blocked. But hey, if you're listening, we're not done yet. We still got the Second Amendment bullet points, a happy ending yet. So just hang in there. Like I said, it's me and Clay were talking about it. I'm like, man, it's going an hour and a half for sure because it's just we got so much stuff going right now. Maybe when summer comes, it slows down. But right now, and we're on a roll anyways, Clay, aren't we? And we got a lot of people hanging in tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging in with us, man.
So why don't we go take one more obscene profit break? Then we'll come back and we'll kind of wrap things up.
Right on, buddy. Here we go. Guns in the 701 is sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located on 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Doug and the boys are patriots who support your Second Amendment rights with friendly service, decades of experience, competitive pricing, and expert advice for all your auto needs. It's getting colder out, so bring your vehicle in for a checkup and let Doug make sure you won't get stuck out in the cold this season. Stop in and let him know that you heard it on Guns and the 701 and you appreciate his support for your freedom and, most importantly, our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call, 701-258-6308. Boo, yeah.
All right. And again, thanks to Lauer Auto Repair and Doug down there. They do a great job, as we always say. I can't think of anything better to go there because it's a Second Amendment shop.
Hey, you guys might got a good
service.
shop. Like I said earlier, you got some nice people, friendly people. You go there, but you never know. They might be like, what's her name here from the View, old Alyssa Sarah Griffin, and might be a FUD. Dougie, complete opposite of a FUD. This guy's awesome. You go, trust me, he's a good guy to talk to. And not only that, Man Down Sporting Goods or other guys, man, blind guy, trust me. Obviously, Brandon owns a gun store, and I've known Wyatt and Tammy at the blind guy. I've known Wyatt since like 1991. You ain't going to find a bigger Second Amendment freedom supporter than him or Tammy. So,
absolutely. I'm just showing some pictures there.
What do you need that for?
Yeah. And then, of course, the blind guy, and they do a great job as well. You don't want to miss out on any of them.
It's awesome. And again, if you're supporting, if you go in there and let them know you heard it on here, they'd love to hear that. So, And Brandon,
so I got to put one thing up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now. So this is Braden. He sent me this. He was at my house. And I was like, you put your guns in 701 on your Oculus.
Love it.
Outstanding.
Love it.
Thank you, Braden.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome. At all age groups.
So Brandon's working. He said it's a slow night, man. I mean, it's a double-edged sword then, because I wish it wasn't slow and you're making more money, but I'm glad you're listening live.
Eric Newman says, oh, there we go. See, he wants a hat and an XL shirt. So if I get my hat, which I should hopefully tomorrow, I'll just I'll give him that one.
Yeah, I'll get you. Hey, Brian, how's that hat working? It looked good on you, man. We had a lot of people looked at that on Facebook too.
And Eric, yes, they are a mesh. It's a back on them.
Yep.
Same for Doug. They're mesh cap in the back. Otherwise, they're cloth in the front. So if anybody wants hats or T-shirts, let us know. And we'll get them to you.
I mean, I was kind of a bit critical of them. I mean, they're made real nice, and I love the logo. But I'm kind of an anal retentive dude. But everybody else who's got them has been like, "Man, it's a pretty sweet cap." I'm like, "Okay, good."
I think they'll be comfortable.
Well, you can try that Big Melon tomorrow, man. Because I told Brian when Brian picked his up Saturday, I met him and his wife, and sounds good, Brandon. Do it. I got some decals for you and some other stuff. I'll get you a can koozie. But All right. Yeah. So
let's move into our Second Amendment bullet points, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, Clayton.
All right, so
you go ahead and go first, because
I found one out here, and this is actually happening in our neighbor over there, Wyoming. I love going there because Wyoming is probably the most Second Amendment state in the country. I really would say that. And you and I have discussed this before, and I've even had these questions about felons and getting their gun rights back. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, right now they got a bill called Senate File 120. And it's proposing to restore gun, office holding, and jury rights to nonviolent felons 5 years after they complete their sentences. So what they're planning to do is make it easier. And the reason they're stating that they need to do this is because unless they have something on the books that actually restores it, it makes it tougher when they go to court. And I can see that happening. It made me look. I've got to go and look and see in North Dakota what the actual procedure is, because I don't know it. So I need to familiarize myself with that. Do we have a law like that? Is it needed? Because you should. Once you've served your time and you've repaid your debt to society, why shouldn't you have those things restored? Especially non-violent felons. I mean, usually, you can have a felony and you might have stole a bunch of money and embezzled it, but does that mean you lose your Second Amendment rights? Well, it does for a while. So,
I mean, I'd even go, Clay, like a violent felon, and I'm not saying like a freaking multi-murder or something.
Right.
But, violent. If you go before a committee or something and they hear you, I mean, man, I hate taking away somebody's rights. If they, like you said, they serve their time, and I think certain ones. Right. I mean, if you're like a freaking killed 3 people and you're sorry, man, you're shit out of luck if you get out. But I mean, the Democrats will probably let you out in 3 years after that. But
and essentially what this is it's something that they're looking at passing. To make it so that if you have been, say, you've went through all the procedures, you've went that somebody can't stop you. Essentially, they're saying, sorry, nope. There's no avenue for this, and we're going to deny it.
It's awesome.
This law would
basically say
you have to do it.
Yeah.
They're going to have to work on it a little bit, but I liked it. So that's just a little 2A bullet point I wanted to put
Way
out
to
there
go,
tonight.
WYO. And we got a buddy at KFYR TV from WYO. He'll like that. Matter of fact, I got him over and he already loves it. Hey, speaking of that, Brandon's got a little business coming his way over in Mandan from somebody I know. So anyway, my deal is here, Clay, because we were kind of going back. We were talking about weapons of war and whatnot, right?
Yep.
So got this from Popular Science. A team of scientists have found what could be the earliest evidence of modern human archery in Europe, dating back 54,000 years, about 10,000 years earlier than previously believed. The findings published February 22nd in the journal Science Advances say that projectile weaponry like the bow and arrow could have been mastered during the modern humans. Here we go, Clay. Incursion into Neanderthal territory, and not after that. This weapon mastery gave humans an advantage over Neanderthals. No, you mean like an AR-15 does now, and they didn't try and ban that son of a gun?
Yeah,
oh my God.
That? I like that one. That's a good one.
No. Okay, hold on, Clay. I'm not done yet. So they recovered 852 of these artifacts. So it wasn't just something they found and they were guessing on, right? Yep. So study co-author Laura Metz said the team believes that these findings show that Neanderthals did not develop weapons that could be mechanically propelled. Instead, they continued to use traditional weapons, huge stone-tipped spears that were thrust or thrown by hand and required close contact with their game. So guess what? You're telling me the framers and founders of this country didn't know history about seeing bow and arrows and spears turn into guns? So that's exactly why we can own ARs, and they didn't specifically put in there you can only own musket,
ball and cap, musket.
Yeah, they didn't cap
because they knew.
So okay, one more thing here, and then I'm gonna get off it. Bows are used in all environments, open or closed, and are effective for all prey sizes. Yeah, that's true. Study author Laura Metz said. An archaeologist and anthropologist from whatever the weird France name is of this university tells Popular Science arrows can be shot quickly with more precision, and many arrows can be carried in a quiver. Oh my God, Clay. So I'm going to translate this for everybody, right? Arrows can be shot quickly, semi-automatic, with more precision, modern firearms, and many arrows can be carried in the quiver. Oh my God, 30 clip assault magazine. They had them way back then.
Oh my goodness.
These technologies then allowed an uncomparable efficiency in all fighting activities when the Neanderthals had to fight close or direct contact with Did they put out? Yeah, I got a text here from the blind guy. Do you think they put out bait piles for the Neanderthals?
I bet they found something.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
it was good. It's going back 54,000 years, man. They were developing weapons, and they were shooting. They wanted them to shoot faster, more accurate, and carry more on board, man. It's just
with high capacity shooting.
Yeah, Democrats like progression. It doesn't get any more progressive than that, does it, Clay?
I like that
one. Oh, man, I love that one too.
So Dan just give us a little update. He said that it's found in North Dakota Century Code Section 62.1-2-1.1. So I'll take a look at that, Dan, because like I've been telling everybody,
awesome. Thanks, Dan.
I'm just not that up on that particular part of it, but I will be. So
I'm sorry, Clay. I laughed a couple times you read, but Lynette's got a good one up there.
Yeah, I saw that. I put that up there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Toxic masculinity. Yes.
Yeah, it did. Oh my gosh, that's freaking good. You got another 2-way bullet point, Clay, or are you out? Are you out?
You know, I do, but you know what? I'll save it for next week.
All right.
It's not something that's going to go away. So.
Oh yeah, this one isn't either. So all right, let's go. Hey, you know what we're going to play here?
Yeah, and I think you have it there, don't you?
Oh, I do have it. Hang in. Here we go.
Why don't you go ahead?
You know what's coming.
Let's do the intro.
If you don't, here it is.
It's old.
Yeah, happy ending music. All right, Clay. So remember a few weeks ago when I had a happy sad ending?
Yes.
All right, I got another one.
Oh, okay.
Man, I know. Maybe some people. If you don't like the happy sad ending, let me know, and I'll just keep it completely happy. But okay, so here we go. Union City, Georgia. Police are praising Joshua Dobbs for intervening and shooting a stabbing suspect when he heard women screaming Saturday morning. Fox 5 reported that Dobbs heard the screams coming from the Hidden Lake apartments. The stabbing suspect had already stabbed 2 women when Dobbs heard the screams, and he grabbed a firearm and ran towards the noise. That's awesome, man. Hey, Dobbs, that's great. Union City Police Captain Pentus Brooks said as the male subject was assaulting these female subjects with a knife and onlookers saw the assault taking place, he stepped up and stopped the threat. He did shoot the suspect. Brooks added, so this is kind of a goofy comment to me. He said, we actually commend him for what he did and stepping up. Really? What were you going to do? Freaking get mad at him for killing the guy stabbing a bunch of women?
Yeah.
Good God. Okay. So here's where the happy ending comes in. One of the stabbing, the sad happy, one of the stabbing victims succumbed to her wounds, and the stabbing suspect also died from being shot. The 2 other stabbing victims who were women are expected to recover. So this nutwad, evil bastard, stabbed 3 women in the process. This guy came in with his gun, saved 2 of them. Unfortunately, one of the women died, but hey, gun. Still. Hey, just like the gal from the View said, if it saves 1 life, guess what? It saved 2 lives. It saved 2 lives in this case.
That is a happy ending. Though.
Yeah. I mean, I wish all 3 would have made it.
But
yeah, I wish all 3. But you guess what? You sometimes take a little bad with the good, but that's a happy ending to me.
All right. Well done. And guys, I can tell you right now, firearms get used countless times. Jamie finds them. I find all these articles too. It's not hard to find an article. There are more things out there that with guns that save lives than end lives. They're used for self-defense multiple times a day everywhere.
So on the low end, like I mentioned earlier in the show, it was either Obama's or Bill Clinton's Department of Justice did their own study after Gary Kleck said at Florida State University that it was 2.5 million times a year. And the Democrats' Department of Justice actually said it was 118,000 times a year. So, I mean, that's way more than people are killed. Or it's even more if you add in woundings and killings with firearms. Defensive gun uses are still ahead of it.
And we know it. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at my NRA armed citizen article lately, because they always used to put that in the front, but I imagine it's still there. And they have that every single week. And I know when I was working there, you can't imagine the amount of those kinds of examples were submitted to them from people. Hey, did you see this in this paper? They don't even have to look them up anymore. All they do is they take the articles as they are sent to them. So it happens.
Yeah, I could read 4 of these easy every time we're on. I could do it here in a Mitchell show and when we're on with Jay Dillon. So
yeah, we definitely could. So.
Yeah, we might have to ask Jay about that.
We were missing a few people tonight, but the numbers held in there.
Yeah, no, we did good, man. We're hung in there. I
want to thank everybody tonight. I'm getting ready to close it out if you can't tell. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Again, don't forget, we will be on Friday morning with Mitchell in the morning. That'll going to be at 7:40 Mountain, 8:40 Central, right there on KFYR 550 AM radio. Tune in, Mitchell in the morning. And I forget, what did you say we're going to talk about? I think it's
Mitchell, we're going to talk about Discover cards going all in on this. They're coded you out, so when you buy firearms, they're going to report you. They're going to know what it is, and the feds in New Mexico want to shoot 150 so-called feral cows.
That's right.
Hey, Uncle Dean, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then on Dave's show, you got that one, Clay, on Monday?
Go ahead. You can
all right, so Monday on KFYR Plus, again, like I said, it's their new streaming thing on KFYR TV. You can go to KFYR.com, KFYRTV.com, click on KFYR Plus on their drop-down menu, and click on the live stream. We're on at 12:30 p.m. Central, 11:30 a.m. Mountain, and we're on for about 30 minutes on there, and we're going to be talking American Suppressor Association suing Illinois because Illinois banned suppressors. And like I said, if you're a sports fan, Rich Eisen just going all insane on gun control and loving it. And we're gonna go bolt action or semi-automatic. Well, what's your choice when you hunt? So we're gonna go with that. That's what we're gonna have on the name of that show, Clayton, is
In the Crosshairs with JD and Clay. And like I said, that takes place every Monday morning, and I think I'm going to be in Bismarck Monday. So I'll either be at your place, and I think that's what we're going
Yep.
to do. I think I'm just going to do it with you from your
I
place.
got a Lauer auto mug for you to put water in. So
there we go. And I want to hit this one more time
go
here.
for it, buddy.
And that's that Gracie
perfect.
Larson benefit. That's coming up this Sunday, March 5th, 2023, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. They're going to have a luncheon with silent auction. It's taking place at the Faith Lutheran Church, 1402 East Avenue C, Bismarck, North Dakota. And if you want information, you can call 701-223-2236 and then help this family out.
They need
a lot of
some
things
help.
going on with their daughter. So, and we're happy to be donating. What you're going to see is this basket, plus we got a T-shirt up there now. We just didn't have a picture of it. So go up there if you're going to go and bid on a little Guns in the 701 gear and get yourself a shirt. And
get yourself some protein and some fiber there.
Yeah. See, you got Jack Links in there. So that used to be made out of Alpena, South Dakota before it was sold.
Really? Well, I know Jack Links was
company started.
They were a big on their website all the time. They were big like DPMS guys, the guy who owned Jack Links. So
yes, they were.
And if you're wondering what them drinks were in that basket there, those are bubblers. They're non-alcoholic. So I don't think they'd let us put White Claws in there to church silent auction. So
probably not. But so again, thanks, guys, Wyatt. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight.
You guys are awesome.
For the kudos doing this. It's a lot of fun. I was kind of jacked up tonight. And
I was mad right away. You could tell that was coming out of me there. It took me a while to shake it,
and we had a whole lot of stuff we didn't do tonight. Yeah. I've got a couple things here. That's just how that goes. We could probably do a 2-hour show, but next week, we can do a lot of it next week. And then the legislature comes back in the session here. Dakota,
we might have to do 2 hours, man.
Oh, yeah, it's getting there, isn't it?
So. Yep.
All right, guys. Well, I think we'll call it a night. And again, thank you. Don't forget to hit our website, guns701.com. Tune in Friday morning with Mitchell in the morning. Jamie and I will be there bright and early, 7:40 Mountain Time, 8:40 a.m. Central Time. With that, keep your powder dry, guys. See you next week.